Hello everyone and welcome to my Aussie Journeyman career on EAFC 26. Today we're going to be starting here in Australia and eventually moving from club to club and hopefully one day winning the Champions League. Hopefully before EAFC 27 comes out, but we'll see. We've got a few months till that happens, so we'll see how we go. So the rules of this Journeyman career is that we're starting in Australia. We're starting with the Western Sydney Wanderers. We have signed a 3-year contract, so we're here for 3 years. And at the end of those 3 years, we do have the option to either look on the manager market, see what other teams are available that we could move to, or we can renew our contract and keep going. With the rules, every club that we join is a 3-year contract. At the end of that contract, we can decide if we want to stay with that club for another 3 years, or we can look at moving. The only other way to move to a different club is if another club approaches us first, then we have the option to move to that club before the end of our 3-year contract. And one final rule is that we must sell players to a club that is bigger than us. So if we do have a star player in a team and a bigger club and a big league comes in and they want to buy him, we have to sell him. We can't reject the sale just because we want to keep it, basically. So if a big team comes in, we have to sell that player just to make it a little bit more difficult. So we are starting with Western Sydney Wanderers. Not my local team. Adelaide United is my local team, which I was very tempted to use them, but Western Sydney Wanderers have not won a league title yet. They've come close a few times. They do have the Asian Champions League, but they've not won a domestic or the A-League title. So hopefully in our 3 years, we can improve the squad and win them an A-League title. And yeah, we'll go from there. So we're going to just sort of do everything you'd usually do at the start of a career mode. We're going to set a tactical vision. We'll look at the team, maybe make some signings. I'm hoping for each episode, we'll probably do a month. I'll see how that goes in terms of time with finishing this career mode before the next game comes out. If we do need to speed it up, we can speed it up. So let's start off with our tactical vision. I usually either play high pressing or possession whenever I play this game. Do I want to change it and maybe see if I want to play something else? No, I think I'm going to stick with high pressing. That's usually my go-to. So that'll be our starting 11 for the season, our main starting 11, I should say. So we've got Fraser at the left wing, we've got Borrello at striker, Kraev on the right wing. In the midfield, we've got Ugarkovic, Balante, and Thurgate. On right back, we've got Simmons, centre back of Pantazopoulos, and then Farrell, and then Lawrence Thomas in goals. On the bench, we've got Barbara Ibasuki, Qual, Hammond, Carluccio. I'm going to have to figure out how to pronounce this name. Luna? I think it's Cicluna. Gersbach, Tonic, and Holmes. So a decent team. I think we definitely need to bring in some squad depth a little bit, just to strengthen, mainly more around the midfield area, because we've got Cicluna, and that's about it in terms of centre midfield players, and maybe another right back and a centre back. But I think we definitely need to focus on strengthening that midfield area. So we're going to head to the transfer list and have a look at who we could potentially sign. Okay, so we're setting up the scouting network. We're going to have a look for some players. I did put a few players on the transfer hub already. So I had a look in the transfer listed and the free agent section. Obviously now with the World Cup, the free agent section is just full of players at the moment. And I wanted to sort of keep it realistic. So obviously I'm not going to sign all the Mexican midfielders, all the South Americans and all that. I just sort of went for what A-League teams usually sign. So in the free agents list, we've got a couple of South Korean players. We've got Kim Tae and Sol Young-woo. We'll see what they are, what their rating is. If it's like in the mid-70s, I probably won't sign them. But if they're sort of in that like 60s, then I probably will sign them. Or we'll have a look at what comes back from our scout reports as well. Jason Guerrier, obviously he's an Australian. Kind of makes sense for us to sign him. So we'll see what comes back. He's 32, but as a backup right back, he'll do a job. Nathan Young, a New Zealander, 19, centre-back. We'll see what his rating comes back as. And yeah, we'll go from there. And on the transfer list section, we've got Yannick Harberer, German midfielder, 31. We'll see what comes back. If we can get him on the cheap, because his transfer listed, we'll see. He would sort of fit in with our the centre mid position we need to fill. Now, with our scouts, I've got 3 scouts at the moment. I've got one in the A-League in Australia who's going to scout for us. We've got Reese Bozanovsky, who I think I sent to South Korea. Zachariah Pettit, he is looking at our free agents at the moment. Then I'll probably send him out somewhere, maybe to Scotland. And Gordon Ramsay, who is heading to England for us. So he's going to look for some players. The instructions I've given our players. So we've got a centre-back who is in the final year of their contract, looking for someone who's a first-team quality. Same with the right-back and same with the midfielder. Obviously, we're an A-League club. We don't have lots of money. I think we've got about 3 million to spend. So if I can look for players who are on the final year of their contract, they'll be a lot cheaper. Then we can sign them on the cheap. And here is our youth team. So we've got some decent players actually looking at this. A lot better than I actually expected. Usually I don't tend to get this many decent players, but we'll have a look. We've got Mile Powell, a goalkeeper, currently 56 rated. He's got a potential of 59 to 79, which isn't too bad for an A-League team. We've got Isaac Italiano, 57 already at 14 years old. It's got a potential of 77 to 94. So we will definitely try and make use of that one. We've got Shane Powell, 62 rated, 16 years of age, potential of 62 to 85, which is not too bad. Patrick Costanzo, 65 rated right back. He's 17, potential of 65 to 80, which looks pretty good. David Johnson, he's from Canada. Now, what I tend to do, especially in a lower ranked club that I manage, if it's a youth player from another country, just for realism's sake, I mean, there is a slight chance that yes, a Canadian could be in part of the Western Sydney Wanderers Youth Academy, but most of the time it's just going to be all Australian players. So I will release him, which kind of hurts me to do so because he looks quite good, but I will release him just for realism's sake. And Joseph O'Connor doesn't look too great anyway, so we will release him. But the rest of them we'll keep. I might actually move some of these players into the main squad because they are quite good. Patrick Costanzo will definitely promote him, and Shane Powell will definitely promote him as well. But we'll keep our 2 goalkeepers in the youth team for now. And we've got Jay Millard, who is our scout at the moment. So we will send him to Australia for 9 months, and we will look for centre mid. And what other positions should we look for? Do we maybe look for some wide players or striker? Maybe we'll go striker, and then we can also look for a left wing, and then we'll see what he comes back on the 1st of August and see what players we can get. All right, so we're going to sim ahead. If any transfers happen, I'll let you know, but we will just keep going ahead until something happens and go from there. So here we are. It is now deadline day. We haven't been too productive in the transfer window as of yet. We've been scouting, we've been looking, but we've got some decent players in the youth team that I did pick up at the 1st of August, who I'll show in a second. So I'm not too focused on bringing in more players. I think we can rely on the youth academy quite well in this save, well, especially at the moment. So I'm going to show you the players who I've been looking at. Some of the scouts reports haven't come back yet, which is kind of annoying since it's deadline day, but I can show you who we are looking at. So we've got Lachlan Bayliss from Newcastle Jets, 23-year-old, 63 rated, could be a decent player to pick up. Jason Guerrier to play right back, 66 rated, not too bad, would be a good squad player for us. I'm probably going to look at signing these 2 if I can. Career, we did look at Choi Young Rock, could be pretty decent, is a little bit older than the other centre mid. We're looking at Bayliss. He is 30 years old as well, but he can play in a lot of different positions, but his defending isn't as good, so I'm kind of leaning more towards Bayliss at the moment. Who else were we looking at? A couple of more players. What I'll do is, instead of going into that one, I will go to the transfer hub. There we go. So we can have a bit of a better look at everyone now. So obviously we were scouting some more players, but are not going to come back in time, so we can maybe look at those in January if we want to, but we'll have a look at the ones we've got. So Yannick Harborough, 74 rated, probably going to be out of our price range, and he doesn't want to move, so we'll get rid of him. Seo Young-woo, he was the free agent South Korean we were looking at, but he's going to be out of our price range now, and he's moved clubs. Probably going to be a bit too high of a rating for us anyway, so we can get rid of him. Who else are we looking at? Charlie Good from Stevenage, 6'5", final year of his contract, decent centre back, could be a good option for us, especially if we can get him for quite cheap. They're saying 590,000. So first. So we'll see how we go. I'm not too sure actually how much money we've got left, because we did have to extend some contracts, but we've got 2.2 mil, which is decent enough. He's valued at 1.3, but I think we could probably get him for a bit cheaper. So maybe we'll look at maybe 750,000. I did forget to change it so it's in dollars. Ooh, hold on. That doesn't seem correct. I would be okay with swapping Ibasuki out, but definitely not for that much. I'd want far less than that. I'd probably want maybe 350 plus Ibasuki plus 6% sell on. I'm happy to do that because Ibasuki is getting older. I don't think we're going to have a chance to play him. And I've got another player in mind to be our backup striker who I'll show you in just a moment. And we're going to negotiate. We're going to try and sign Lachlan Bayliss to be our backup centre mid. Squad role, important or rotation. I'll go important because I feel like he will swap around a bit. Contract length. I always offer 5 years just to get the most out of him. Just accept it. He wants a 1.9 million release clause. It's only 200,000 more than what he's worth, so I'm going to deny it. So he's on 1.1 at the moment. We'll maybe offer 2.5, and we'll give him 50,000 sign on, and he's happy with that. I probably could have gone a bit less, but I have this thing where I always seem to like offer just that little bit too much, and then they walk out. So I didn't want him to walk out because it is transfer deadline day. But that's a decent deal. Ibasuki, 350 mil. 350,000, I should say. What rating do we get? A C? Best possible. That kind of equals that. Oh, never mind. Anyway, a C. I'm happy with that. 350,000. Just means we've got a bit more extra spending money. What else did we want to sign? I think Charlie Good would be a good, excuse the pun, centre back for us. So we'll look at signing him if we can get him quite cheap. They said 590,000. So I'm going to go, we'll go with that just to see what they say first. 650 plus a 10% sell on. Let's go 600. And you can keep your sell on. There we go. So Charlie Good, experience for us. Squad role, important or crucial. He'll probably play most games, so we'll go crucial. 2 years, I'm happy with that. He'll be 32 and we can see what we're going to do from there. No release clause. 3.3, 20,000. Yeah, I'm happy to just accept that. So Charlie Good comes in from Stevenage for 600,000. So I'm happy to do that. Now, in terms of right back, do we sign Jason Garrett? Because we did bring in our youth academy player. Yeah. Why not? We'll look at signing Jason Garrett. Squad role, we'll give him important. He wants a year. Would prefer if he had an extra year. Release clause, I'm happy. No release clause. Recommended wage is 6,600. So maybe I'll offer 5. And I'll give him 50,000 for sign on. There we go. I think that's probably it now. That's probably all the signings we want to make. So we've spent, what, 900, just under a mil for 3 players. And then we'll keep having a look at these players. And then if we do want to sign them in January, we can, or even get them on a free for next year. And then we'll obviously just keep an eye on Nathan Young if we do want to sign him. But I think we could probably get some better players through our youth academy. Speaking of youth academy, actually no, we'll get through deadline day because we'll get another lot of youth academy players in. And then I can show you the players that we picked up in August. So we've just about to finish deadline day. We've got an hour left, so obviously we're not going to sign anyone. We're not going to sell anyone in that hour. So I'm going to go for our transfer history, see who we signed, see who we sold throughout this transfer window. We'll just go from there. So obviously we brought Jason Gary in on a free. We also brought Lachlan Bayliss for 350,000 plus Ibasuki. And obviously Charlie Good from Stevenage for 600,000. So not too bad. In terms of loan players, so obviously Nathan Barry went out on loan. I'm not too sure what team that is. There we go. Mizu Hacker FC. So he's gone out on loan for a year. Jesse Cameron, he's gone out on loan to Crew. Ricky Franson, he's gone out on loan to Perth Glory. And Awan Lawal, he's gone out on loan to Wuhan Three Towns for the season. Who else went out on loan? Jay Rose, he went out on loan to Philadelphia for the season. And then we've sold 2 players. So Ben Mute, he went out to Strom's Godset IF. They put an offer in for him, so we've sold him. And Ataya Waga, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, he has gone to Derry City. He's been sold to them. So that's our transfer business for this window. Not too bad. I think we've done a decent job. So here we are. We're going to quickly show you the Youth Academy before we end this episode. So we've obviously been through a few months where we had the ones that initially came to the club who are already here. Then we had the August, the September, and then the October scout reports that have come in. So that's why we've got quite a few players, but we've actually got some very, very good players, which I'm looking forward to seeing how they go, especially over the next couple of years with Western Sydney Wanderers. So we'll scout from goalkeepers. So Mile Powell, he's already gone up 1 rating, up to 57. His potential is 60 to 72. Obviously not the best, but for an A-League player, that's probably as good as you're going to get. Isaac Italiano, he is also 57 at the age of 14. He's got a potential of 77 to 91. Be interesting to see how he develops over the next couple of years. He's still got another 2 more years until he can play, and already 57 rated. He could be somewhere in the 60s before he makes his first appearance. He's also 14 years of age, 54 rated already. He's got a potential of 71 to 94. Gabriel Burgess, 15 years old, 53 rated. He's got a potential of 67 to 91. Keegan Chipperfield, potential obviously not too high, 62 to 78. It's not bad. Could definitely grow a little bit more than that as well. But we picked him up because he's got a decent pace and decent stats, to be fair, for a 62 rated left wing. So he will be a decent little winger for us that we could maybe bring off the bench. 5-star weak foot as well. Couldn't ask for anything more. Chris Anderson, 52 rated. He's 14. He's got a potential of 74 to 90. George Jenkins, who I'm very, very looking forward to seeing how he goes. Obviously, we swapped to Ibasuki, so Jenkins, I will maybe look at bringing into the starting 11 soon, but he's looking very, very good. 5-star weak foot. He's got 4 rolls already. Decent looking stats. Could be a very good striker for us and for the national team in the future as well. Danny Rufer, 14 years of age. He's 54 rated. He's got a potential of 65 to 83. Not too bad. And Riley Duke, he is 17. He's 60 rated already, and he's got a potential of 61 to 83. Also looks quite good. So we'll keep an eye on some of these players that we've got. I don't think I'm going to bring anyone into the starting 11 just yet. I think I'm going to see how we go. We're at the first couple games for the first couple months of the season. If I'm not really liking how the team's going, then I'll probably look at bringing in some of the youth players. But for the moment, we've got a very, very good youth team already. So it'll be exciting to see how the rest of the season goes. So that's going to be it for this episode. We obviously didn't play any games. We didn't play in the preseason tournament. I just kind of wanted to get all the transfers done, get everything sorted, and then the next episode, we will get cracking on with some games. Like I said, I think I'm going to go for 1 month per episode, especially with the A-League being such a short season. I think we can get through that quite quickly. If not, we might do a couple of months or even 3 months per episode. If we do 3 months per episode, then it's looking about 3 episodes for a season, if that. But obviously, we'll see how we go at the moment, because I obviously don't want to make this go too long and then the new FIFA comes out and we haven't even finished this. We haven't even won the Champions League yet. So, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll be back on Wednesday with the next episode of the Journeyman Career Mode. See you.